and I work like a dog, day and night, living off of coffee from a pot none of you want to touch!
Just a few days ago, I casually picked up a cup of coffee, and a group of white coworkers immediately looked down on me. Then the next day, another cup appeared on my desk, and it even said for black people only, when I tried to use the restroom.
Sorry, I have no idea where your bathroom is.
I learned that every restroom in the building was only for white people, so I had to run a full kilometer in high heels, from headquarters to the colored restroom. Because I had exceptional math skills, I was transferred to NASA to calculate rocket trajectory data, but all my coworkers there were white, and they greeted my arrival with cold silence. For example, when handing over data, they would deliberately black out the key numbers, claiming it was for confidentiality. But I knew that confidentiality only applied to black people. Even in the face of blatant discrimination, I still worked tirelessly, never daring to slack off if I couldn't see through the blacked out data. I held it up to the light and searched carefully, because I believe there are always more solutions than problems. But when I finally finished the calculations and handed them to my boss, he tossed them straight into the trash, because after 7 hours, the data was already outdated. I had worked without drinking water or using the restroom. Even while sick, I forced myself to continue, but fate still refused to favor me. One day I managed to finish the calculation in just 3 hours, but I couldn't hold it anymore, so I rushed to the restroom. But when I came back, a crowd had gathered around the blackboard. Everyone was shocked by my formula, and it caught the boss's attention. He called me into his office. I thought he was going to praise my work, but what I got was a trial. He questioned how I knew what was under the redacted parts, because those were top secret. He even suspected I was a Soviet spy. I never expected that endless overtime would be rewarded with accusations, so I explained helplessly. You can see the hidden data. If you hold the papers up to the light, the boss lifted the documents toward the light, and sure enough, the numbers appeared clearly. He realized I had been wronged, so he asked for my name, and with the boss finally noticing me, I thought everything would get easier, but I was far too naive. That day I was bursting to pee. I held the documents and ran through the rain to the restroom, but I got soaked head to toe. I wanted to use soap, but the dispenser was empty. I wanted paper towels, but the colored restroom had none, so I grabbed the documents and dashed back. But I still arrived late. The boss angrily demanded to know where I had been, so I told him the truth. I went to the restroom, but that made him even angrier, because our rocket launch timings were measured to the second, and I needed 40 minutes just to use the restroom. Faced with his misunderstanding, I finally broke down.
There's no bathroom for me here.
What do you mean there's no bathroom for you here?
There is no bathroom. There are no colored bathrooms in this building, or any building outside the West Campus, which is half a mile away. I have to walk to Timbuktu just to relieve myself. And I can't use one of the handy bikes. Picture that, Mr. Harrison. My uniform, skirt below my knees, my heels, and a simple string of pearls. Well, I don't own pearls. Lord knows you don't pay colors enough to afford pearls.